Hey, welcome back, guys. This video will outline my death predictions for Power Book 2's second half, and will be my last video before the Thanksgiving holiday break. I'll be returning next week with more countdowns and character analyses, so I hope this one holds you over, and that you have a great holiday weekend. I'm personally thankful for all of your support, so without further ado, let's get to it. Before we begin, be sure to drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Here we go. To start, I must acknowledge that there hasn't been a ton of deaths in this series just yet. The current death toll is limited to just 2. Rel, the simp from episode 1, and Uncle Frank, Lorenzo's snitch brother from episode 2. Every other scene has been filled with setups that will surely pay off come December 6th. Before counting down who's in danger, let's first list who's safe. Tariq, Braden, McLean, Sachs, Lauren, Drew, Diana, Monet, and Carrie are all safe from where this commentator's sitting. Each of these characters have a vested interest in events beyond this season, for better or worse. With that being said, there are 6 candidates in my view that are due for elimination. Let's start with Trace. Trace is the spoiled older brother of Braden. He's used to a privileged life with little to no repercussions for his actions based on the weight of his last name. There's 2 reasons why I think he's out of here. First, the most obvious reason is that he dipped into Braden and Reek's drug stash, and that only spells bad news for the Weston, especially if Tariq's new family catches up to him. And secondly, a loss of this magnitude would certify Braden, adding layers of depth to his character previously unseen. The familial connection cements this prediction as well. We know Power isn't shy about family dealing with family, and I wouldn't be surprised if Braden himself was forced to pull that trigger as his official initiation into a life of crime. It's been sweet for him thus far, but I can see Kemp and the crew shaking things up for his character in the worst way. Next up is Ramirez. Ramirez is Monet's not-so-secret lover who provides legal cover for the Tejada family business operations. I think Ramirez is a goner because, for one, Monet doesn't have a real attachment to him. She's not as emotionally invested in their union. For her, the Ramirez alliance is just that, an alliance forged for business purposes and continuity. I also think it's a wrap for the buddy cop because he's ultimately playing both sides. Having one foot in the square world and the other foot in some street shit never bodes well. Just ask the ghost man himself. Riley Sachs is third in our death predictions list. She's the troublesome niece of Nancy Sachs, and her actions up to this point have been reckless at best. Her federal connection won't remain secret for much longer, and she'll be disposed of once discovered, especially if Tariq is on to her. I also believe her death certificate is signed based on her actions in 105, where she drugged Tariq and really could have killed him. Characters with that level of reprehension never last long in the game of Power. Plus, I get major Holly vibes from her. Every character in this spinoff has a Book 1 representative, someone they take after in the previous Power. Riley is definitely Holly to me in that regard. It brings me no pleasure to speak on our 4th character, but Zeke is one of those I'm almost certain is a goner. Let's start with his status. He's a star basketball player with crime family connections. That alone makes him a target to outsiders looking to settle a score. Think of Guap or some other unknown threat. The drug game doesn't care about promise, only cutthroat game. Zeke has been cast as too important to the family to lose, which is never a good sign in the Powerverse. Someone with something to lose here almost always does. Also, Zeke's own actions in his affair with Carrie Milgram poses a danger to his life unbeknownst to him, because Jabari really does love Carrie, and love makes people do some crazy shit. I can see a scenario where Jabari's rage overtakes him, and he does something fatal to Zeke in an act of passion. That would be so Power in tone, and if that occurred, it leads us to our next death prediction, Jabari Kelly. Jabari has had a rocky ride in Power's first spinoff. His writing career is fleeting, and the woman he loves is entertaining a budding NBA draft pick. An interruption in his university job or income could place him in the position of a man with nothing to lose. That space is dangerous and wouldn't be good for him or anyone he comes into contact with. I can see a scenario where he takes revenge against Carrie by harming Zeke, and the Tejadas do that work to him in retaliation. Or even wilder, Tariq could be forced to move against him based on his prior transgressions against Tariq academically. If he somehow hindered Tariq's progress, it wouldn't be good for him. Our last depth prediction would be a major blow to the Powerverse and would definitely burn down my Twitter timeline for weeks to come. Tasha Green St. Patrick. I think the Black Widow's time is up. She has done literally everything one could do over the past 7 seasons, and is quite advanced in power years. The seeds to her death were planted back in The Stranger, where she falsely identified her former friend and brother Tommy Egan as her accomplice in the killing of the Ghost Man. The entire viewership is patiently awaiting the payoff from that blunder, where Power's greatest killer returns and settles the score once and for all, something he arguably should have done post Keisha's assassination. That final act of love wasn't enough for a mother struggling to save her son to return. The courtroom betrayal represented her final one to Tommy and cemented her fate. Plus, Courtney Kemp has alluded to Tariq becoming the best hustler he can be, and that he won't achieve it with Tasha's influence. Her removal would be vital to Tariq's motivations and character development overall. Having lost both parents, one at his own hands and one out of his hands, would be paramount to his psyche and future maneuvers in business, education, and the underworld. But what do you think? Which characters will make it out of Season 1 alive and which are doomed? Be sure to leave me your predictions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power Ghost fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed and safe holiday weekend. Peace, y'all.